All day today, we've been looking at the reasons some people are choosing to skip the shot.
Stuart Moore is here now with the final part of our series.
Well, Jim and Meredith, for a while, access to the vaccine was the biggest issue in the Black community. But now that it's available, the new hurdle is willingness to take the shot. And there are a number of reasons some people are not rolling up their sleeves.
Mistrust in the Black community and healthcare is hundreds of years old. Since before the U.S. was even a country, Black people here have been sacrificed and experimented on for the sake of modern medicine.
You look at all of the advancements in medicine that we've made over lifetimes, much of it has come at the expense and the experimentation on African Americans. So if you think about the Tuskegee experiment, that was a 42-year study around how syphilis affects the body without giving people medication. And all of the participants in that study were African American.
But there's a growing community of Black people who don't point to history when it comes to why they don't trust the COVID-19 vaccine. One woman we spoke to said it's for holistic reasons.
We live in a time where I do have a say on what goes into my body. I'm not willing to take a risk on putting something into my body that I don't have enough information on what it would do long term.
A Black man pointed to what many would call conspiracy theories.
The pharmaceutical industry, their main goal is to make money. I don't believe it's to save my life or to save your life or to save lives.
Doctors and scientists have pushed for people to take the vaccine. Government officials are at a fever pitch to get them available to everyone. Black leaders, including former President Obama, have taken the shot on camera. None has influenced these naysayers.
You see people like Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Black leaders across the globe have rolled up their sleeves to take the shot. Does that have any influence on you?
None at all. Yeah, none at all. Because what they do for them doesn't affect me personally, so I have to make a decision that works for me personally.
Dr. Google won't help you. Dr. WebMD won't help you. Talk to a real physician, someone that you know is a doctor, and ask their best advice about whether you should take the vaccine or not.
Former senior advisor to President Obama, Anton Gunn, who was in a command role at the Department of Health and Human Services, says he's heard it all.
I don't want to take the vaccine because they're injecting me with a microchip. I've had other people say, I don't want to take the vaccine because they're changing my DNA. Other people have said even more outrageous things than that this is how the government is going to be able to track us long term if we take the vaccine. And none of that is even true. It's not even remotely true. The vaccine is a prevention measure to keep you from feeling the effects of COVID-19.
Here's the numbers. About 55% of Black adults said they had been vaccinated or plan to be soon, and that percentage is actually up 14 points since February, according to the Kaiser Family Foundation poll. In comparison, 61% of Hispanics and 64% of whites in the same poll said they would get the vaccine or have already been vaccinated.
I'm a big advocate of not listening to anybody and thinking for myself. So my family members, my friends, they're all on the, vaccine bandwagon. There's not a whole lot of people that think like me.
5-10 years from now, it looks like there's no ill effects from people who have taken the vaccine, but COVID is still around. Do you reconsider?
No. I have a worldview that tells me that my days are already numbered, so I'm not concerned about getting ill. I'm not concerned about if it's going to cause me to die.
Of course, doctors and medical experts are pushing for people to take the vaccines and say that they are safe, but ultimately it's an individual decision. Meanwhile, if you missed any of the stories in our Skipping the Shot series, we posted all of them on WESH.com. While you're there, you'll also find information on where you can get the COVID-19 vaccine and information about those shots if you are interested or have not gotten one just yet. Jim.